Right, good morning. It's Saturday the 8th of October, I believe. This video is a slightly different subject this time because it's about running a business like I run, messing about with people's guitars. Well, not messing about, fixing people's guitars. There's a certain responsibility that comes with that. And the thing is, if you make a mistake when you're working on someone's guitar, you can't hide it and you can't run away from a problem, pretend it's not there. You have to put it right. Which gets me to the point of my service and what I've got on the bench today. I'm going to tell you more about the guitar in a minute, but let me just explain a couple of things about doing my job. The last thing you want when you do this job is any negative feedback, or especially something like a bad review leaving on your webpage, because people read your reviews before they're likely to come and see you, and you get one bad review, it might not alter things too much, but it depends what that review's about. And so this is why I've got this guitar on the bench today. Now it's a nice guitar, it's a PRS, it's an SC Mark Holcomb guitar. I think the lad paid £700-800 for it used. It belongs to a friend of mine whose name I'm not going to mention, but I'm going to talk about the guitar and what's wrong with it. Now, he got in touch with me and wanted this guitar setting up, and he thought, he lives 30 odd mile away, he lives in Sheffield, I live in Nottingham. He says, but Vic, I'm going to bring it to you because I trust you, because I've seen your videos and we've got to know each other and we've bought gear from each other and blah blah blah. And he says, I'm going to bring it to you. How much is it going to cost me for a setup? And I sorted the price with him and I charged him for a basic setup. And I said, bring it down, we'll have a look at it. So I gave it the basic setup. This is how I work, by the way. Every guitar that comes in, even if it's coming in for a bottom level £35 basic setup, when they come in for a basic setup, I still check everything. I check the frets in the whole lot. Thing is, we being that distance away, I says, look, I don't do a while you wait service, and there's a reason why we don't do that, but I'll explain that in a minute. I says, I don't do a while you wait service because of what the work involves, and you need to let guitars settle when you've done the work, blah, 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 especially when you're working on this. I says, but because you're coming all that way, and he's only a young lad, I says, because you're coming all that way, I'll do it while you wait. So he came down and I got to work on this, and as I was doing the setup, I says, I'll check your frets anyway, just to show where we are. And there were 4 or 5 needed levelling, so I'm not going to charge you. It's the first time you've been to me, so I'll chuck it in. I do that. And you don't, with me, you don't just get what you pay for. You always get a bit extra with me. But anyway, so I chucked that in. So we got it all set up and we played it and everything seemed fine. So after an hour off, a couple of hours, he took the guitar away. Anyway, he got back to me that night and he says, Vic, I've got a problem with the guitar. And I says, what's wrong? He sent me a video. It was choking on the 10th fret and it was just a dead fret. And this is where good service comes in, you see. I wasn't paid to do his fret level or level his frets, I did that for nothing, but on rushing the guitar, not leaving it for 24 hours for me to check every single fret, I'd missed one on the bass side, on this side, and it was choking on the 10th fret there, meaning the 9th fret was probably wrong. So I says, look, I'll come up tomorrow, I'll come up to your house, I'll bring my tools up and I'll have a look at it. Anyway, so this is my expense, by the way, I don't charge him for this. I drove up to his house, me and my missus went up actually, because it's a nice drive up Yorkshire, we love Yorkshire. So we drove up there, went up there, went and had a look at the guitar, I got my tools with me, I says, and I looked at the neck and I realised there's more than one fret. I says, these frets need levelling proper really. Because what I'd done is, it came to me with relief and I took the relief out, and with the guitar, me not having the guitar overnight, he took it back, the neck had settled overnight. And I checked, I says, there's 3 or 4 frets out here by quite a bit on this side. I says, I'll take it with me and I'll sort it out for you. So, it's on the jig now, and I'm going to show it you. So, a lovely guitar, but I'll put it on my neck jig. And when I got it on my neck jig, I don't know what you can see from there, but when I got on my neck jig, I tested the frets, every area of the frets, each fret in 3 areas, this side, and in the middle. And I found that we'd got about 9 rocking. Not perfect level. So I've done a complete fret level on the whole neck using the old method of making sure the neck is absolutely straight with the level checking notched straight bar there, and I've gone across with the bar with 400 grit on one side, 200 grit on one side should I say, 400 on the other. I've levelled all the frets off. I'm now at the stage where I'm going to be recrowding frets now. Once there were 9 needed doing, once I've done the 9, when I checked again, you start seeing it, in other areas when you do a little bit on this side and a little bit on that side there. So I've got now now we're all level now. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 now are going to need, we've all been levelled, all the frets leveled. These 11 are going to want recrowning. Now, I'm not charging him for this. He's insisted he pays. I says, you're not paying. I says, because, you know, it was a 35 quid setup. And yeah, the work did need doing. I should have said to you, have a full setup, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to charge you. It's, you know, it's part of my service. If I make a mistake on your guitar, I don't just put it right. I always go above and beyond what I'll need doing. And you want proof of this, right? Then you go and read my reviews on Facebook. Now, the thing with that is, and it's a thing I enjoy doing. I like to get things right. If I ever do anything wrong, I'll put it right at my own expense, and I'll back this up, and I can back this up with my customers. There's another reason why I'm doing this video this morning, because this has worked the other way for me. I've actually had some work done. I had some work commissioned, and when I got the work back, it's nowhere near up to scratch. And unfortunately, the guy who did it has gone AWOL, and not only has he not offered what he should have offered to put it right, which he can't do. The only way he can put it right is financially, but he's disappeared, he's reneged on his promise, blah blah blah. And I'm really, really angry about it. But me being a Christian, and being a good Christian, and trusting in the Lord, which I do, right, I'm going to sort it out as amicably and as peacefully as possible. But I am annoyed, and I'm thinking small claims, but, you know. Anyway, as a Christian, and as a businessman, I want you to know that when you come to me, if I ever make a mistake on a guitar, I'll put it right. I'll never lie to you. I don't lie. I'm a good Christian. I play in the Christian band at church, and it doesn't sit right with my soul for me to be dishonest at all. So if you ever bring a guitar to me, I'll make you one promise, right? Your guitar will be pristine when you get it back. If I make a mistake doing any work on your guitar, I'll put it right. And there was an example of a Gibson I had earlier in this year. It came in for a £60 complete setup. I put a ding in the body. I rung the bloke, told him straight away. I asked him first to come round my house. He couldn't come. I says, well, I had to tell him on the phone. I didn't want to tell him on the phone. I wanted to tell him to his face. So I told him about it. I says, look, I'm going to get the guitar put right. No matter what it costs, I'll get it put right. And I did get it put right. And I took it to another luthier who specialises in bodywork. I took it to a good friend of mine, Nigel Roberts, who works down. He's a Leicestershire luthier.co.uk down there. He's a really good guy. And he went and put it right for me. And he did me a special rate, and it ended up costing me 170 quid. So for a £65 setup, £60 setup, whatever it was, it cost me 170 quid. But I put it right, the customer came and he was really pleased. He was angry initially, but I'd put a ding in it because it was doing a job I shouldn't have been doing. I saw a ding in there, and I thought I'll try, I need a bit of polish, I thought I'll sort it out. And I made a mistake and I dropped a file on it and put a ding in it. But he was over the moon that I'd gone above and beyond the call of duty to put the guitar right, and it's what I do, and I wish other people would do the same. So what I'm doing with this guitar is, like I say, doing a fret level is 75 quid. It takes about 3-4 hours. I charge 75 quid for it, and I have to recrown all the frets, and I give them polish with 4 different grits of sandpaper, round them all off, and I'll finish off with some steel wool, and we'll get them all highly polished, get the neck oiled and everything, and that's what you get. And I'm doing this for nothing, and this is part of my service, and this is how, if you're not getting this kind of service, you see, me being a Christian, being a disciple of Most High God, I should expect nothing less than complete perfection or the very, very best. And when you're going to buy a service, it's what you're paying for, and if it doesn't come back as you expect, you've got every reason and every right to get some kind of remuneration, get some kind of money back, be paid back, or not pay for the work. So I'm going to leave this here right now. I'm going to do this guitar. There's no rush on this guitar because the lad who belongs to is going on holiday today. He says leave it till I get back, it's alright, and he's really appreciative of the work I'm doing. He's even offered to pay, and I says no, don't pay. I says, but if you totally do insist, right, on giving me something, right, just pay me for an hour, no matter how long it takes me. So he's probably going to do that, but I'm not insisting that he pays me for it. This is part of what I do. It's part of what all businesses should be like, and you know, Lord willing, we'll live in a world one day where people can be honest, they can stand up to the plate, they can accept the responsibility for the mistakes they've made, and they can do the right thing. I mean, end of the day, when you've paid for something and it's not right, you should be compensated. You should not be out of pocket. I'm not £100 out of pocket, I'm hundreds of pounds out of pocket on what's happened to me recently. Hopefully the lad who I've got a dispute with is going to see this video and he's going to think, you know, he's absolutely right in what he's saying. There's no lie coming from my mouth. I'm a disciple of the Most High God. I do not lie, I will not lie, and I don't fabricate pictures or anything. I don't fabricate anything to make things look worse than they are. I sent pictures. I'm going to have to do a video this weekend, and I'm going to have to, you know, if I leave a review, I'm going to leave an honest review. And it's not going to be polite. It's not. Well, it will be polite. It's not going to be pleasant. I don't want to have to do that. I hope the lad is going to turn around and say, "Look, you're absolutely right in what you said." I know he didn't mess it up on purpose. The work he did for me, but you know, what I'm saying is, there's a chance for you to put this right. You know, I'm not expecting to get a post back. I'm not expecting to get the money for the parts back or anything like that. You know what I want. End of the day, if you've done a job and you've not done it right, you shouldn't be paid for it. And that's what I'm saying on the matter. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get his guitar right. I'm going to try not to dwell too much on where I've been mistreated, I think. I'm going to blob on with this guitar. I'm going to get it ready for Mitch. I hope people, you know, understand why I've made this video. I've not done it to be a bastard. I've not done it to attack anyone. I've done this just to show, you know, how I run my business. I'm a straight man. I'm as straight as I die. I walk upright in the Lord, with the Lord. You know, it's what I'm all about. It's why I'm Victor Christian, and it's why I'm Christian Guitars. Have a good weekend, everyone. Be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.